Hi everyone, so this will be my first Bath and Body Works Empties for the year 2024. For the last 2 years, or at least in 2022 and 2023, I did a project Use It Up, but I just wanted to switch things up. I typically don't have a lot of progress, so I'm going to see if I'm going to do these every 2 months, every 3 months, or just whenever I have a good amount, and I know I won't forget what I thought about each product. I don't have any body care, which is pretty typical for me. It takes me a while to finish that. So I'm going to go over to soaps. All right, so the first soap that I finished up finally was this deep cleansing hand soap. I remember I got this 75% off during a summer SAS. This is the deep cleansing formula in the scent strawberry soda. I believe this was in my project Use It Up for Bath and Body Works. So the fragrance notes to this are fresh strawberries, bubbly seltzer, and crushed ice. So if you happen to have been into Bath and Body Works, there is a body care called Strawberry Soda. Very bubbly, very artificial strawberry, but it still smells good. So if you can see the remnants of my progress lines before, the thing or the reason why I didn't finish this is because I was the only one using it, and also towards the end, with gel, or I guess the exfoliating type or the creamy lux, you tend to just have this little bit. So after a while, you have to put it upside down and then just try to finish it that way, or you mix it with water, and then of course you have more soap and it takes forever to finish. But I would recommend it. I have 3 more of these. However, I didn't want to open one up so soon, but I would repurchase it if I found another exfoliating hand soap in a scent that I liked. So I would repurchase this. I do like it. I know that the exfoliating blue beads that they had before isn't eco-friendly, but I liked it. So I don't have any more of those. At least I don't think so. So yeah, there's the first soap. Okay, and then the next soap, I think this was either in December or January, one of those months. Typically, we just have Bath and Body Works hand soaps in 2 bathrooms, one in the bathroom that I think we always wash our hands in, which is the smaller one, and then in my dad's bathroom, that's the one that is used less often, but guests go over to that one. So this is Vanilla Bean Noel, and I feel like Vanilla Bean Noel has really changed a lot, at least in the body care form. However, in the hand soap formula, I feel like it still smells like the vanilla bean that I remember back in middle school and stuff. So over here, oh, my sister still marks it. I don't know if she still thinks that I'm doing a project Use It Up, or it's just, a habit. But the fragrance notes to this are fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, and sugar cookies. Yeah, so this is really nice. Was it anything spectacular? No, not really, but I would repurchase it more than some of the other winter scents that we've tried before. But yeah, this was nice enough. I don't have any vanilla bean formats in let's say candles. I don't have them in room sprays, but I think I wouldn't be opposed to trying vanilla bean and other home fragrances. Definitely not the body care though. So no fine fragrance mist, no glotion or any of that. So there's that. I would repurchase Vanilla Bean Noel and the hand soap. All right, next we have Merry Christmas. If you can tell, almost all of these, they're old, so they retail $7.50. So Winter Candy Apple, it's a very signature scent for Bath and Body Works, especially during the winter time. Scent notes are red apple, winter rose petals, and candied orange. So this one was a really big hit with my family. I mentioned this when I did my project Use It Up, but my family doesn't like super gourmand hand soaps or super cologne hand soaps. Well, okay, my dad kind of likes the cologne smells, but only in his bathroom. If my family had to choose, it'd probably be very fruity, very fresh scents like that. So here is Merry Christmas. Definitely would repurchase it. I think I have maybe 2 more of these. So if I did see it when I run out of the hand soaps, I'll definitely purchase more. I do want to make a note that these are the older ones, so they're not the gentle gel that are quote unquote clean, paraben free, whatever free. I'm not the type of person that really cares about that, because I feel like there's a lot of greenwashing going on when people say, oh, they're not toxic, they're not this or that. I'm like, okay, if that's the case, use unscented products, but that's a whole nother conversation. So there's that. And then definitely my favorite hand soap, and I don't know why this was in my dad's bathroom. It should have been in our bathroom. I was a little about that. But we have lemon poppy seed. This is kind of recent. I think I purchased it during a summer SAS let's see, when was this made? Because it's so good. So this one was 2022. Yeah, still 750. I wish there was a body care in this. I think I like it even more than Ice Lemon Pound Cake, which by the way is returning sometime soon. I'm not sure when. There was the starting line. Fragrance notes say poppy seed scone, zesty lemon, and sugar glaze. I love how the like poppy seed adds this grain note that I feel like makes it way more interesting than a cake note, at least for personal preference. I like it a little bit more. And I like it how this one has more of a glaze, sugary glaze aspect, whereas I feel like Ice Lemon Pound Cake, I feel like just emphasizes on that baked cake note. Which, I mean, baked cake notes are good, they're super yummy, but I feel like this is a little bit more intriguing, I guess. Lemon poppy seed is less popular or less common than an iced lemon pound cake type of note. Maybe I think I'd like even like a lemon square or like a lemon meringue, key lemon pie, something like that. So yeah, definitely would repurchase, 10 out of 10. The scent doesn't really linger though. I think out of all the hand soaps that I showed you, the one that lingered the most was Winter Candy Apple because it was the strongest, but at least for my hand soaps, I don't really care if the scent lingers or not. But I do like using this soap because when you're, bubbling, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or like however long you're supposed to wash your hands for, which I think is like 20 to 30 seconds, I really enjoy the experience, like the aromatic experience of washing my hands with this. So yeah, I think I only have like 2 more or 3 more of these and I won't give them away. They're really, really good scent is what I'm trying to say. So those are all my hand soaps. Let's go on to kind of the miscellaneous category. So we have the Moxie gummies. I purchased this fairly recently. I want to say it was the 2023 winter SAS. And initially I had purchased a lot of gummies, maybe like 5 or 4. And okay, so I bought one for my sister. It was in the scent. Oh no, not scent. What the heck? This isn't a candle. It was in the flavor morning chai. And when I tell you that was the most rank, horrible texture, weird smell. Someone on the Bath and Body Works website said it was like ingesting Windex, and I don't disagree. That was just horrible. So even though I had tasted it, I had my sister taste it. It smelled weird. It was kind of slimy. And so, long story short, I returned that one, and then I checked the reviews because I'm like, I'm not about to be opening this months after the SAS, and I'm just like, sorry, out of luck. And so I ended up returning another one. I don't know if it was the sweet and sour. It was also in the hair gummies, but the fruity cereal one had pretty okay reviews. It does have this like slightly off-putting smell. And I want to say, despite the gummies all being in the same container, which is this, some of them were kind of like if you added like sugar. So some of them had like a sugar coating. Some of them were harder. The one towards the bottoms were slimy. It was just really weird. Okay, so this one isn't an empty, but this is the one that I'm currently taking. This is the Moxie Immunity Gummies, and I bought these at the same time. So these shapes are completely different. If the hair, skin, and nail gummies were like these, they'd be perfect. So this one, if you can tell, it's like a little bit bumpy. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It tastes good. And I'm just like, I don't know why the hair, skin, and nail ones, the texture, the taste is just overall inferior to the immunity ones. So, but I honestly don't really need immunity gummies. I feel like that's more preventive. And I think that the ingredient in the immunity ones are vitamin C, zinc, and elderberry extract. Whereas these, I think it's just biotin. Yeah, biotin. So the retail price of these are $18.95 and they're not expired. They don't expire until 2025. That's all to say that unlike the morning chai gummies, these are definitely, I mean, if I'm in a pinch, if I already purchased it, okay, I'll take them, but I'm not going to be looking forward to finishing my meal and then being like, oh, I have to take these gummies. So as an alternative, I really like the ones I buy at TJ Maxx. You can also find these, I'm sure, at your local grocery store, pharmacy, whatever. I tend to take the biotin ones. So for these, you take 2. For these, you take 2. And I got this on sale for $5, which 75% off. This made the Moxie gummies around $4. I think if you didn't have a coupon or anything. They were like $4.95 or something. So yeah, highly recommend these biotin gummies. Even though they get hard, I feel like the taste and the texture is just overall better. So there's that. I wouldn't repurchase this. I have one more in morning mimosa or something like that, and then I'm done with Moxie. So yeah, don't like, I don't recommend it, but if you're not super picky, okay, but please stay away from morning chai because that was just horrible. All right, next one. My really old hand or pocket bag. This is back in like the 2010s when Bath and Body Works didn't come out with the little circle type of pocket bag, which is now popular. I think they still make this shape, but in online only exclusive sense. So this one was Zippy Zappy Punch, 1 fluid ounce. If you can see right here, these are my progress lines. It was in my project Use It Up for 2023, but I didn't finish it up. So obviously this is expired, if you can see right here. So it says 3. I did not purchase this in 2023. I purchased this like 2013. So this is well over 11 years old. So I just used it for like the fragrance experience when I'm in my car. I feel like pretty much when I go into stores, it's typically Bath and Body Works, and I use their sink to wash my hands. So this is just really nice. And I feel like the fragrances, even though they're super alcohol forward when you initially like rub them onto your hands, I feel like after that dissipates, or that initial like isopropyl alcohol, and the scent comes through. So it just brings me back to when scents were, I guess, a little bit different. Or I feel like with the years, the International Fragrance Association or board, they make new rules where you have to limit like this percentage, or like vanilla is becoming more scarce, you can't use this. And then there's just a bunch of changes. And I feel like back in the day, the scents just hit different, or this is just my nostalgia talking. That's all to say, I'm happy that I'm done with one of them, but it's like bittersweet at the same time. So there's that. Let's go on to home fragrance, I think. First one is Vanilla Bean Noel in the Wallflower. So I just purchased one because I hadn't tried Vanilla Bean Noel in a wallflower plug, at least in a long time. And this one was supposedly enhanced fragrance. So these, or at least this scent, was one of the wallflowers that I had noticed that was pretty decently strong in the beginning. Oh, by the way, I used an adjustable or a scent control plug. So I typically have this on high unless I'm doing a candle review where I put it to low or I unplug it. But then towards the midway mark, I feel like it was harder and harder for me to smell this, or it was an indistinguishable like sweet scent. And if you can tell right here, the wick got really charred. So I don't switch out my wallflower plugs. I just keep it in one plug. And then if there's like a little bit of excess liquid, then I change it to another plug. And then the fragrance notes to this say fresh vanilla bean, marshmallow fluff, and what's that say? Vanilla cake. Yeah, so I could have sworn that Vanilla Bean Noel had a caramel note, but I feel like in the wallflower plug, especially after like the second half of the wallflower plug refills life, I got most, or the scent that I got the most was the marshmallow note, which I did like. Would I repurchase this? Probably not, because I feel like Vanilla Bean Noel is, I think it's like an everyday type of scent since it's a basic vanilla, but it's not a scent that I would want to smell every day. I think if I had to choose one fragrance that I would want constantly, despite the season, it'd probably be hot cocoa and cream. It'd probably be that one versus a vanilla scent. So yeah, I would repurchase it if I find it on sale, but for 75% off and if I have an additional coupon. But otherwise, I have plenty of wallflower refills to supply my needs. I don't think that there's been a scent that I haven't purchased in a wallflower refill that I am lacking or missing, because if I don't have it in a refill scent, then I can just burn a candle. Okay, next thing. We have a wallflower, what the heck? We have a room spray. I feel like I don't talk this much. But we have the bathroom room spray that we used in the scent Christmas cider. So initially I bought this, well, I think almost everything I purchased for 75% off, but that's to say, I think during this SAS, when I purchased this particular one, the supply was a little bit limited. So of course, all of the Christmas scents were there, and I somehow didn't realize that Christmas cider meant there was a bunch of spices in this room spray scent. So there's like nutmeg, clove, cinnamon, and If you watched any of my videos or have ever heard me mention about scents I don't really care for, one of them is super spicy scents, i.e. cinnamon, clove, nutmeg. Nutmeg to a lesser extent, but this is basically just like mulled spices jam-packed into a concentrated room spray. It worked well for covering up odors and stuff, but it just wasn't really a thing for the bathroom. I don't think I have another one, and if we do, I'm going to bring it to my work and have them use it because I don't want that smell anymore. And I think my mom and dad didn't care for it because it seems more of like a drink gourmand type of a scent, or just not for the bathroom. So I personally don't like it. I think my sister was okay with it. My mom didn't care for it. All being said, I'm not going to purchase this again, and I don't really care for the scent. For my next empties, we have 2 car scent refills in Winter Candy Apple. I wrote it down just because sometimes it's a little hard to remember. So if you can see right there, there's a little bit of liquid left. Sometimes it fully evaporates, sometimes it doesn't evaporate. It just honestly depends, but I don't smell it anymore. I feel like Winter Candy Apple was okay, but it wasn't one of the powerhouse car scent refills that I've had. Well, then again, I'm kind of cheap, and so I don't really put on my air or like my heater in my car. I'm just like, if anyone's cold, you can bring more layers, or if it's really hot, you can lower the window. So I do live in California, so it does get decently hot. Right now, not so much. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't use the AC a lot, so this doesn't really have a chance to disperse or give off a lot of scent. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to purchase it. That, and I think now the retail price of these is like $4.95, so even 75% off, that's a lot of money for something that doesn't give me as much scent payoff as, let's say, a little tree cars, which, by the way, I have my favorite scent of that is cotton candy. Love it. I used to buy it at Walmart, but you can find those pretty inexpensively. So there are these 2. Don't recommend it. Winter Candy Apple wasn't the best scent. Okay, finally, candles. Just to get this over with, let me go over my sister's honorary mentions. So she's starting to burn her candles again because she typically only burns candles during the fall, winter, just when it's cold. She's going to stop, I'm assuming, to burn during spring, summer. First one we have is pumpkin spice latte and twisted peppermint. So I'm not sure why I bought this because I don't like twisted peppermint, and I haven't had the best luck with pumpkin spice latte, the performance and stuff. And I feel like this candle proved me right. So this is the one that I gave her. She doesn't have any more, and I have one left. And even though this doesn't really smell too much like pumpkin spice latte, it got really charred. And I think that's not just because my sister has a tendency to burn for hours on end, well beyond the recommended time. So here's the packaging. It's like Bozo the Clown meets the fall. The fragrance notes to this say pumpkin pie spice, freshly brewed espresso, cool peppermint. So unlike pumpkin spice latte, where I don't get a lot of coffee, you mainly just get this pumpkin cream type of a thing that you would get at Starbucks, like a drink, like a seasonal drink. This one I can actually smell more of the espresso notes. Again, just like be aware that my sister doesn't burn her candles the correct quote unquote way or the recommended way. So her wax does get really murky and stuff. The wicks, no issues pulling out or anything, but I think she burns her candles so much that her wicks get charred. So I noticed that when I would clip the wicks, when I would go to relight it, yes, I also light her candles, I feel like the top of her wicks would be really, really hard. So I would have to trim a little bit more than normal. But she didn't tell me that this sooted or anything, but I just didn't care for the scent. And for me personally, I do think that it got a little bit charred, the smell, or got altered is what I'm trying to say. So wouldn't recommend that. I don't think she really cared for it either. Okay, next one, we have cinnamon spiced vanilla. This was one of the scents she picked out when I did my sister shops my SAS stash. So this is from the White Barn collection. I think this one's pretty old. No, actually, no, it's not too old. It's from 2022. Fragrance notes list fresh ground cinnamon, sugar crystals, Tahitian vanilla bean. And then this one, I remember the wicks migrated. Yeah, she didn't put this in the warmer, but they just kind of like, woo, went to the other side. I feel like it became slightly hazardous, but she let it burn all the way. I don't recommend that. If I think your wick ever travels, try to push it to the side. And if not, then you can just plop this in a candle warmer or a candle crock or something. I feel like this scent was pretty light. Scale to 1 to 10, it'd be a light medium. So like a 6 or something, or like a 5. I think the scent smells nice, at least it did on cold, but then while burning, it's kind of like this indescribable, just like a creamy cinnamon scent that is kind of blah. It's nice, but I feel like there are better ones out there. I don't know why I'm bashing this candle, but I asked my sister if she would want another cinnamon spice vanilla, and she says she didn't really care for it. And she, and I quote, couldn't really smell it either. So I think this is a definite pass. If she had to choose, I'm sure she'd pick marshmallow fireside or like hot cocoa and cream or something. So that's going to be the last one of those. I don't know if I have one, but if I do, I may end up warming it depending on how it performs burning. All right, and then the last one for my sister. I don't know where she got this lid. This wasn't the original lid that came with this hot cocoa and cream. I want to say she purchased this, or I purchased this one 2023. I think this should have the new-ish kind of price. No, it's from 2022. So fragrance notes are decadent milk chocolate, fresh steamed milk, mini marshmallows. I love hot cocoa and cream. It's a scent that I could burn spring, summer, fall, winter. The only thing is that this one became a little bit like smoky because of how my sister burns it, obviously. So right now, if I try to warm the wax, it'd be kind of sooty, or actually a lot sooty. I take that back. Ooh, I just got a dusting of soot in there. So yeah, this is a definite good burn candle. And despite it smelling weird and funky right now, I feel like when she was burning it the last time, it still smelled good. A definite like powerful medium candle. So I would say like an 8 out of 10. And I think this is her favorite out of the 3 that she burned. So there's that one. Okay, final 2. So for this one, we have the golf ball looking pistachio, or the re-release of pistachio and toasted vanilla. So with this one, the fragrance notes say salted pistachio, toasted vanilla, almonds with natural essential oils. And this was from 2023. So I really like this fragrance. The only thing, well, actually the main thing, is that when I was burning it, it was cool, fine and dandy, awesome, throwing, solid 8, cool. And then all of a sudden I got these puny wicks and I'm just like, what the heck? And then the more I burned it or I tried to cotton ball it, the soot started going into the wax. So if you see right here, I have a lot of leftover wax, and right here is all the soot. Where are the wicks, you might ask? Well, I plopped this in my candle crock. That's why there's a lot of migration, but just know that the wicks were tiny. The wicks were shedding, and the scent was starting to like tarnish a bit. So yeah, I really like this, but I have a feeling that the first release of pistachio and toasted vanilla also did this to me, but I do enjoy the scent and it's decently strong. So would I repurchase this? Yes, but I think this is going to be one of those candles that are going to be good half of the way, and then I'm going to have to warm it or crock it the other half. So there's that one. Okay, final candle, and I want to say this is one of the candles that have burned virtually flawless, hardly any soot, decently strong. By decent, I want to say maybe like a 7. And I don't give 7s because that's a lucky number. But anyways, we have Happy Hanukkah. I don't know why there were so many Happy Hanukkahs left over in stores. I feel like people just didn't know that this was a good thing, especially if you're a gourmand lover. Should have emptied out that 75% off Happy Hanukkah or inventory, but thankfully, I think it was like 3 days after the winter SAS, I went to this one store to pick up a buy online, pick up in store order, and I basically blew money and purchased 6 of these. My sister took 1, so technically I only have 5, but that's all to say this candle burned flawlessly. There's like virtually no soot. There's like a little bit of a glare, but there's no soot. The wax didn't get discolored, burned all the way down, essentially. Sometimes Bath & Body Works candles stop burning when there's a lot more wax, but this one is at a decent point. So the fragrance notes to this say pillowy fried donut, sweet jelly filling sprinkled with powdered sugar. $26.95. This came out in 2023. And then this went down to 75% off. It was a candle that my sister really disliked on cold. I feel like there's an off-putting note for some of these candles, but when it's burning, my sister complimented the scent. So I have a feeling that it's just one of those candles that smell a bit funky on cold. It might be the lid, it might just be the initial note or something that gets burned away while it's lit. Could it be stronger? Yeah, because it's maybe like a 7.5. Did it project? Yeah, it filled up my room pretty nicely. It didn't like travel all across my house or anything, but for 75% off, I should have purchased every one that I ever saw. Highly recommend. And also I really love the packaging. I really love when Bath and Body Works does this like colored glass jar, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this is my first Empties video specifically for Bath and Body Works for 2024. Hopefully, if I keep going at or around the same pace, the next video you should see should maybe be around April. But it could be that if I finish up more, obviously I'll do it in March, or if I do less, it'll be in like May or something. But regardless, I'm still going to be using Bath and Body Works products. Let me know if you have any questions. Super happy that there's a lot of candles, although low-key, my sister beat me by one candle. I need to up my game. I think it's because I've been trying to dwindle down my other non-Bath and Body Works candles, specifically Homeworks, because they take up a bunch of room. But anyways, I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.